So, in Remnant 2, there is one main use for XP, and that is leveling up your archetypes. And if you want your archetypes to become stronger, and also if you want the Archon archetype, I suggest you follow this farm because it's by far the best way to earn XP. We sat there for hours and hours trying to get XP, but it seems as though once you've been in an area and killed the enemies, outside of dungeons I'm gonna say, the XP you earn drastically decreases. For an example, the rock dude in the labyrinth that I did a video for, for farming materials like luminite crystal and iron and stuff. Yeah, upon checking the amount of XP we were getting for killing that guy, it was 4 XP per kill, so absolutely pointless. But this method we have found is going to continue to get you a lot of XP, and you can keep this open to come back whenever you want to. There are a few items that are going to make this more beneficial to leveling up your archetypes, and I highly recommend running 2 completely different archetypes that you want to level up. For the Archon archetype, I'll be doing a video for it soon, but for that you want to get the Invader archetype up to at least level 5, and the Explorer archetype has to be level 10. So the items that are going to benefit you even further are the Sage Stone Ring, the Scholar trait, and the Mudtooth elixir. The Scholar trait when maxed will give you 15% extra XP, the Sage Stone ring is 10% extra, and the Mudtooth elixir, by far the easiest thing to get your hands on because you simply just go to Mudtooth in Ward 13, is going to give you 15% extra XP, and it lasts for an hour even after you die. Also, if you're wanting scrap, this is quite good for scrap too. So if you have it, you can equip the Scavenger Bulbul as well as your amulet. But none of that stuff is mandatory, it's not necessary, it's just if you want extra benefits to this farm. So what you need to do to actually access the farm is keep rolling Yeisha, the Yeisha world, in adventure mode. And in order to re-roll an adventure, what you need to do is first complete that world in campaign mode. So if you've never played the game before, jump into the campaign, make your way through Yeisha. You can re-roll your campaign to get Yeisha as your first world. Then once you've completed Yeisha, it will unlock that for adventure mode. Then you can keep re-rolling the adventure. It won't affect your progress in the campaign or anything like that. Now, the easiest way to get to the specific area is to make sure that you start with the Forbidden Grove as your first area in Yeisha, because from there, the place we are going to, known as the Chimney, can actually be the very first dungeon that you come across. Honestly, if you come across a dungeon and it's not the Chimney from the Forbidden Grove, I would just go and re-roll the adventure again. Then what you need to do is, once you enter the Chimney, is make your way through until you get to the small checkpoint where in front of you you've got this electric looking room, and there is a lever at the top of some stairs. Now what me and Lewis did for the best survivability, because you need to be able to survive this, it's very, very tough if you don't know what to do. We had me running at the back with the Enigma, which is a handgun, it deals shock damage, very, very good. And Lewis was running in front with an SMG that had the hot shot mod to deal fire damage. So we had fire and shock in our builds, because as you are running down, basically from the checkpoint, you go and pull the lever, then you start making your way down the chimney. On your way down, you're going to have root enemies spawn, and they are very, very weak to fire, but shock from the Enigma also deals good damage. At the same time as the root following you, you're going to have these crystals that are sat on the wall on the inside of your run. You need to shoot those to destroy them, otherwise they keep doing this shock pulse, and it really, really hurts you. And it's incredibly easy to die on your way down this chimney. So focus on the crystals, focus on the root enemies. If the root enemies are behind you, don't worry about it too much, but do not go too fast or too slow, because you have an electric charge above and below you the entire time that will instantly kill you. So if you're too slow, it's basically going to come down on top of you and insta-kill you. Whereas if you're too fast, you're going to touch the one that's on the floor, and that is going to insta-kill you as well. And when you get about halfway down, you're going to need to shoot the branches that are in the middle of what I'm going to call the tree to unlock the next part of your way down. So you can literally just drop down to the next floor. And what you have to do is carry on from there, following it all the way around until you make it to the bottom, and then you prepare to fight. Now with this, it's very important to pay attention. You can destroy the crystals on the bottom floor, but make sure you do not destroy the tree branches in the middle, because what's going to happen is when you get to the bottom floor, the electric stops, it's only above you and it doesn't come down any further, and you are going to have endless enemies spawning. Specials can spawn as well, so you get more XP, scrap, iron, luminite crystals, whatever's going to drop from those specials, but it's not a guarantee they're going to join you straight away. Me and Lewis were running this for 45 minutes straight before the first special spawned, and alongside destroying the crystals, dealing with the enemies, you are going to get exploding enemies that come after you. They pretty much don't have a weak spot. They're an absolute pain in the backside. But we found out that if you shoot those in the legs, they will go down to the floor, and after a second or two, they're basically just going to give up and they're going to explode where they are. So the normal root enemies that come after you, shoot them in the face for their weak spot, and the explodey ones, shoot them in the leg to dismember them, put them on the floor, then they're eventually going to explode. You do not need ammo boxes or anything like that for this, and when you are done, if you want to keep this open, get yourself killed by the enemies and leave the dungeon from the checkpoint that you'll respawn at. That's going to make sure that the chimney is still there. You can run down again when you're ready to, like by pulling the lever and then like following the route all the way around until you get to the bottom. And that is by far, using like the Sagestone Ring, the Scholar Trait and the Mudtooth Elixir is by far the best way we found to farm XP. Otherwise XP was taking us forever. And without this farm, we would have had to keep re-rolling adventure modes over and over and over again. You can do that if you want variety, you want to go for extra scrap from finding duplicate rings and stuff. But we found the chimney to be much more efficient because it's basically just an endless horde mode. You've just got enemies coming after you time and time again. They never ever stop. There might come a time where it feels as though they're not spawning. So just quickly do a loop around back to the door at the beginning. You'll be absolutely fine. They'll start spawning again. And another thing to take note of is be careful with this, because me and Lewis did it, and it was when we reached the bottom floor we realized that the ammo stopped being shared. I don't know exactly what caused it, but before that, like before going into the chimney and doing the XP farm, every bit of ammo any of us picked up when we were playing was shared amongst all of us. So I pick up some, Pete and Lewis get it as well. But when me and Lewis were doing this, we got to the bottom floor, the ammo for the rest of our entire session was never shared anymore. It became really, really frustrating actually trying to keep ammo. But that is the best XP farm in Remnant 2. And on that note, we are going to leave the video there. If you enjoyed it, leaving a like is appreciated. If you wish to support me further as a creator, there are links in the description. Let me know your thoughts about the video in the comments. And if you want to watch more, you can click the video on screen. All support on the channel is greatly appreciated, and I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching.